So why the government and the justice system are quick to throw young black men in jail? That's what I'm going to talk about in today's video. So in my time, I've been arrested for more than enough things. Foolishness, fighting, look, a phone robbery. Managed to bust case on a lot of those charges. NFA, no further action. Never really been arrested and charged for anything mad. No murder cases. No kidnapping, extortion, none of that. I did wrongfully get nicked for attempted murder though. Mistaken identity. My brethren got stabbed by some youths from the other side, some pagans. And I remember it like it was yesterday. I've got the call. Get me, one of my brothers come to my yard, told me what happened. We've gone out there to look for the man them and that. And next thing you know, I'm getting nicked for it. The police said on their radio, arrest me. They said my full name. I am the main and prime suspect. Like, what I got on, fam? Man weren't even there when the thing happened. Like, you know, I've just come out, but anyway, charges got dropped. My friend verified that I'm his friend, and his mum also verified that I was at my brethren's yard that day earlier before it happened. So yeah, man's been arrested for plenty of nonsense and that. Managed to bust case, NFA, no further action and that. Chatting to my brethren, I was at my brethren's yard yesterday and we was talking about the jail thing and that. And like all IPP and that. And that's basically like when you get a sentence where if you get 5 years IPP, none of this, oh, you have to do 2.5 years, all that rubbish. You don't get lucky like that. If you get 5 years IPP, you have to do the full 5 years. And then you go up for parole to see if they think you're fit to go out in the public and be around normal civilians and that. There's men that have been given 5 years IPP, but they've been in jail for 15 years. Mad. My name's Jay Wise, but I'm not Jay Saint. From time to time, I might get myself mixed up in a look of foolishness and that. It ain't gonna be nothing mad, but you get me. If someone is, you get me, stepping out of line, I'm gonna fist them up. I'm not saying that you should do that. I'm saying if I feel necessary, I'm gonna fist man up. So man, don't want to talk too much because things has been dropped and man don't want the dead to be revived. Not that man's pitched anyone, but if you understand what I'm trying to say, man don't want things to be, you know what I'm trying to say, innit? You're brought back to life, innit? So boom, a while back, I ain't gonna say when, but a while back, got myself mixed up in a look of foolishness with some idiot people then. And there was something going on. And me, I'm a man, I'm a quiet man. I don't like no noise. I don't want to be disturbed. I get it. People want to enjoy themselves and that. But there comes a time when, you get me, if your thing starts at 4 o'clock, it's time to shut up shop. Gone midnight and that. I remember, I don't want to talk too much enough. I remember, I'm looking at my time on my phone. I'm thinking, blood, it's 1:30, blood. Like, you're still out there making up noise and that. See, you have to check it. When people are having their activities and their functions and that, the noise they create isn't isolated to their yard or whatever, innit? There's people in the perimeter that's going to be subjected to your activities. And if there's a madman, a maniac like me that falls within that boundary, oh, we got a problem then, innit? So, things start like, like in the afternoon, and this thing's carrying on until well into 1 in the morning and that. And I'm thinking, bro, man, I need to sleep, man. Like, have some rascal respect, because it's not just me that it's affecting, it's other people around in the perimeter and that. So you get me, man's gone knocking and that. And man was on a calm thing at first. You know what I'm saying? Man didn't even fly off the handle. But, people drinking too much, doing lines, speed, these people do these funny kind of funky drugs, MDMA and all kind of foolishness and that. Someone come to the door and get me, they say something disrespectful and that. If you know anything about me, I don't like people being verbally disrespectful. Like, there's certain things that make you tick. I don't like people talking to me disrespectfully. Like, I don't like verbal assault. I don't like people name calling. I don't like people using a certain tone with me. That will make me want to kick off straight away, you know. Get me? Someone come to the door, piss off and what? Excuse me? Like, I'm chatting to you like that. Like, next thing you know, fight broke out. Man had to step up in the place and you get me, touch up everyone. Coming like E Honda from Street Fighter. Stepped out, left 4 casualties behind, innit? Man not play about in this thing, fam. Certain people then they can't take an L. So man start pulling out and I'm like, what? I ain't having that. I'll go back in my yard and go in my kitchen and go and pull out my thing and stand firm at my front door. Man can't test me, blood. What, you think cause someone's gonna pull out something, I'm gonna go and hide? No, I'm gonna stand firm and defend myself, innit? So yeah. The Jakes get called and that. And yeah, the police came to me. And this is the first time that they pulled out a taser on man. I've got a taser pulled out on man, you know. But like I say in my videos, if you conduct yourself a certain way, you conduct yourself probably with the police, they're not gonna shoot you. They're not gonna taser you. They're not gonna blam you in your back. I'm in front of my yard and that, drinking a cup of tea. Typical JY, smash up some people and that, and then just drinking a cup of tea like it's nothing, you know. The Jakes then roll up, come to the door and they're backing out their yellow taser and that. And man just, you get me, slowly and that. Got nicked, that was it. Didn't get however many volts DC in my ass clout or nothing like that. Just got taken away calmly and yeah, in the police cell and that. And yeah, the case was weak. The case eventually got dropped. This is the reason why people need to stop talking to the police and stop being high on drugs and alcohol, innit? Because obviously man have to be careful with it, yeah, what I say and that, innit? Yeah, but when something kicks off and they round up all the witnesses and that, if the people them has been drinking and doing drugs, then their version of events are gonna be all scattered. Certain men are saying, oh, you get me, he came to the door with this. Certain men are saying, nah, he didn't come out with it, but he was just, you get me, innit? And then certain people are saying, oh, right, he tried. 4 people, but 8 stories are coming out. You get me? The police them is interviewing them at the time of the crime, at the time of the incident, interviewing them the next day in the morning where they sobered up, and then interviewing them a week later. Getting 3 different versions of one story and that from 4 different people. So anyway, the case was weak. And at the time, they kept on rebailing me. So I say, boom, okay, boom. You have to come back for bail in a month. And then we'll make a decision on the situation and that, whether we're going to charge you or whatever, innit? Because man was getting done for, you get me, mashing up couple people and get me and carrying this and all these false allegations and that. But anyway, so they were rebailing me, innit? Yeah, so boom, they were saying, okay, cool. At the end of the month, then you have to come back for bail and that. And it's, we're gonna rebail you, and then we're gonna rebail you, and then we're gonna rebail you. So obviously these times I told my mum, I said, Mum, you never know, worst case scenario, I could do like maybe 6 months to 3 months in jail and that. But more than likely, if I did get charged and that, and I did get sentenced, more than likely they wouldn't send me to jail, you know. And here's why. The reason why they send a lot of young black men to jail so willy-nilly. Obviously, if a man kills someone, obviously that's a sentence right there, innit? There's no ifs, no buts and that. But if a young black man is doing something, and you know, the sentence could go either way. It could be a jail thing or a non-jail thing, just mad probation and community service and that. The reason why the young black men get thrown in jail and that, it's because they have nothing going on for them. I said to my mum, I wouldn't even be too worried, you know. Let's say I do get charged and that, and I do get the G, I get the guilty and that. It's not gonna be, I don't think I'll go to jail, you know, because I've got stuff going for me. I work. I've got 2 properties. I'm a responsible man. Look at my last 10 years. Man ain't been in no trouble or nothing like that. They're just going to give me some mad community service and all this kind of courses, probation and that. But I said to my mum, if I was on the road doing nothing, so you got to check it. When you stand up in front of the judge, whether it's magistrates or the proper judge in the Crown Court and that, you know, with all the wig thing and all them, I don't know why they do this, but anyway, all this wig thing and that. When you stand up in front of the judge, they're looking at you as an 18-year-old black man from Edmonton. You're not working, you're not in college, you're signing on, you ain't got no use, you ain't got nothing going for you, you ain't got nothing to pretty much live for at that time. You got no responsibility. They're gonna throw you in jail. But if you're an 18-year-old black man and you got yourself mixed up in some foolishness, and it could go either way, a custodial sentence, meaning you're going to jail, or it could be a situation where you get community service at that. If you're working, you're studying at the same time, and you got a child, although I don't recommend anyone have a youth at the age of 18. But if you're working, you're studying there, you have a child and that, more than likely, they're not going to send you to jail because you got something to live for at that moment in time. You got responsibilities. But if you're not working, you're not in college, you're just about signing on, and you got a long track record of foolishness and that, they're going to look at you and think to yourself, well, if you're not working, I know you're more than likely a gang member because I've seen, like, you know, little history on you. You're a gang member, you're not working, you're not studying that. A judge is going to think, so, well, how is he making money? How is he surviving? If he's not working, he's not in college getting EMA and all them things there, he's probably selling drugs. So that's an easy reason for a man to send man to jail. That's the reason why a lot of young black men get dashed in jail, because they ain't got nothing going for them. So that when they do, unfortunately, F up, they could, you know, do a pre-sentence report on that, which is like, just basically tells the judge and the prosecution and the whatever jury, if there is one, about who you are as a person, your life story and that. If you are doing stuff and that, then they can say, okay, well, Bob, this is a good reason to not send this man to jail. But if you're doing foolishness, you're not working and that, you're not studying, well, what are you doing, blood? You're probably selling drugs. You're probably doing some illegal activity to make money. You know what? Go spend some rascal time in a Feltham or ISIS and that. That's the reason why a lot of young black men get dashed in jail, not because of the colour of our skin. When they look back at our track record and they see, well, you've been nicked all these times and that, you don't seem like you're learning from your past experiences, and you're not in school and you're not in college, when if you're 18, you should be in either school, you should be in either college or uni or working. But you can go to jail, man. That's why they send us to jail. We're not doing that with our lives. Guarantee you, if a man was in a situation where it could go either way, if a man was in uni and working at the same time, and he'd been in uni not just for a month, like he'd been in uni for like 2 years, like he's on his 3rd year or something like that, and he was working at the same time, they wouldn't send a man to jail. If it was a situation where they don't need to send a man to jail, they wouldn't send a man to jail. They wouldn't. When you're not doing nothing with yourselves, they just look at you as being disposable and that. It's not a racist thing. You're not racist, blood. And then you got people want to holler about, how does this make sense? How does a youth step out of his yard, go to ride out, end up killing someone, and then you're talking about lower the sentence and that? To what? Like, so if someone killed your brother or something like that, you wouldn't rather the person get 20 years, you'd rather the person get 10 years. See, this is what I'm saying. People are looking at it from their lens, their perspective and that. Lower this guy's prison sentence and that. Oh, so the other man then can think, oh yeah, well boy, if I kill someone, boy, I don't mind doing a 10. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, And sometimes they do give young black men harsh sentences and that. You know why? They need to make an example out of us, you know. There were some youths. They stabbed that one boy and he didn't die. And they gave them like 23 years apiece, you know. Nah, that is too much. That is way too much. I know what I'm saying, man. Like, bro, JY, man, you change your tune, you know. Like, you know, you get me last year, you would have been saying, yeah, lock on. Nah, not for a stabbing. Not for a stabbing where someone survived and that. 23 years. Come on, 23 years. Don't you think that's a bit too long for a stabbing? Yeah, slap them with a 10. Not 23 years. Some of the youths, them is not even 23. So you're giving them their life sentence. You're giving them their age as a life as a sentence. Imagine that. Imagine these youths stab someone. I don't even want to say it, but the job. If I'm getting 23 years, then the job may as well have been completed. If you understand what I'm trying to say. 23 years is way too long for some boys that stabbed someone and they survived. Because if they really wanted to, they could have killed that person. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, that's the reason why they throw a lot of young black men in jail. They ain't got nothing going for them. If a man graduated at uni and shit like that, then a man wouldn't even get dashed in jail and that. You know, more than likely, if a man graduated from uni and that, he wouldn't be on the road. Anyway, man, that's why they dash a lot of us in jail, man. Ain't got nothing going for us, innit? Stay wise, done, man.